Whoa! Ah! Okay, so onto the toy factory. Let's hit play. Now we're outside the toy factory, going into the building. And we're seeing spikes on the outside now. On the normal levels here. And we have conveyor belts that push us to the left when we stand on them. And the red ones push us left, the green ones push us right. And we also have buzzsaws that hurt us if we run into them. That's another very Mario-inspired thing. Off of the Super Mario World buzzsaws. And now we jump up here. Grab that snowflake real quick. Get the checkpoint. We're just gonna zoom past all this stuff. Because really, you can just sort of get away with that. You know, you don't have to really plan too carefully because you can jump really far in this game. So we just go. We do kind of want to try and get the coins. And if you go too fast, you will miss out on the golden snowflakes. Like right here. I don't know if you saw how to do that, but there you go. It was just obscured by the platform there. And I guess you can go up there if you want to. That's sort of your hint that it exists. You see that little gold speck there. Oop. Okay. Look at all those coins. So before we hit that lever to end the level, we're gonna go and do these rotating platforms, also inspired by Mario. The tricky triangles in Mario 64. Whoa. They are tricky in this game, especially. Come on. Okay, now we do that one. Jump there, get the snowflake. We got all three. And we're on to the end of the level. We just grab some coins on our way out. Okay. And we're gonna be inside the toy factory. Which, honestly, is one of my favorite worlds in the game. I just love the aesthetic of it, you know. So here we have an evil elf with a flamethrower, because why not? Now the windows come back with the lights. So you can see how I'm taking all these game mechanics and reincorporating them back in, which is really interesting because on my playthroughs of my older games from when I was like in middle school, I really had the same basic idea of how to design levels, you know. I would create game mechanics and then combine them back into each other. You know, create new game mechanics and then bring them back and mix them with newer ones. And I'm seeing that a lot in this game. So, those are the toy soldiers. They throw bombs. And their bombs can blow up those steel boxes, which Snowball cannot destroy on his own. Okay, so we see here there's a hidden passage, right? So how do we get to that? Well, there's another entrance way up here. And the only way to do that is to get up here. So there we go. So, even as I was designing this level, I kind of realized you could just skip most of it. Snowball is probably at his best whenever he is about platforming across large open air, large open air platforming sections. Going through these little narrow passageways is not too captivating, but I really like the aesthetic of the toy factory. So there is a toy factory level where you do more open air platforming, but you know. Here we go. Okay, so you'll see this, and maybe you'll wonder, why is this here, and why is this here? And so it's a good question. So we're gonna intentionally hit this bomb, if we can do it. We're gonna hit the bomb over to the steel box, or the metal box, or whatever you want to call it. It's definitely steel. Oh, come on. It requires some precision platforming. There we go. Maybe I could have done more with the bomb aspect. I mean, I definitely do explore it a few times, but Okay, so now we go in here. Go in that door. Hey, look, it's a snowflake. And so then we come back out there. You know, I see that in all those retro games where they'll have like a door that leads to a thing, and then you get the thing and come back. And I always wondered why that is. I'm still not entirely sure. Because I could have just put the snowflake right there. Instead I put a door to the snowflake. I don't know. Again, just copying what I see. Oop. And there it is, the end of the level. Let's go ahead and do the waterworks. So again, taking the toy factory aesthetic that we've just established and combining it with the water mechanics from the previous world. So, I like how this one turned out. Alright, so we got the water, we got the bombs, we've got the conveyor belts and the buzzsaws and the flamethrowers. There's a lot going on in this level. Let's get the bubble before we try and go underwater anywhere here. Because it may be necessary. Yeah, like the more I play this, the more I realize, you know, it probably would be a better game if I had designed the levels such that, you know, like instead of, like design it so that things are more about one-hit KOs instead of, you know, having a giant health bar or whatever. Like if those buzzsaws were like instant death, or maybe you only had like two, you know, like Mario, small and big, that may have been a better thing, because then you can just sort of design the levels around the fact that you know the player has to, they have to, you know, successfully avoid the obstacle, as opposed to just running through it. And I think that's what is the flaw behind a lot of these later levels, is that I'm just throwing a bunch of stuff around here, and the player can just basically run through it and survive off of it without necessarily challenging themselves to play the game the right way, you know. So again, something that you can only really learn by making a game in the first place is like where your flaws are as a game designer. Also, this looks like a blue snowflake, but it's a yellow one. That's also probably something I should change. But yeah, clearly, you know, these issues were not things that were apparent to me at the time. So the fact that I can see them means that I've gotten better as a game designer, which is good, right? I can point out these flaws and say, well, if I were to do this again, or even, you know, I don't even have to do it again. I can just update what it is. But, you know, if I were to release something like, you know, Snowball Saves Summer, you know, Anniversary Edition, I would probably do something like that, right? That would be a good opportunity. And I might even go as far as to do that, and package like Snowball Saves Christmas and Snowball Saves Summer into a single game, and, you know, update them both, put them in the same package, and say, here you go. Now, the way that you get this one is you have to use the bubble to destroy that without dying. Although, as we also found out, maybe you can just dodge roll it. So, there we go. That's that level. Now, we're on to Mechanical Mayhem, which I really like also. This is the open-air platforming one. Why is there an invisible wall right there? And why is there a platform right there going up? Alright, that's a glitch that I had not seen before. So now we have rotating platforms everywhere. That's kind of the main theme of this level, rotating platforms. And it's very subtle. There's a little ledge up there. And so if you jump on this rotating platform, you can go on the ledge. Get all these coins, plus a gold snowflake. Whoop. And that just skips that whole section. I guess for the sake of showing it, I'll just go back to it for a second. But yeah. Now we're at the TNT section, so now we've got explosives again. Again, you would probably imagine that these would be a one-hit KO if you touch them, but they're not. So I would probably change that to make them as threatening as the bombs are. Because this is TNT, right? So I can just sort of do this, you know, really destroys a lot of the tension, and I can just do that. Now we have this, and I can just do that, right? A lot less tension if I can just run through the TNT. You know, obviously what we're supposed to do is find the gap in the boxes and do that, but okay. Just doing the usual thing of avoiding the platforms instead of rolling on them. So you can kind of tell this game was made for using the mouse and not for the keyboard. You're flying 90% of the time. Now here we have timed platforms. They blow up, and maybe that's a little too generous with how much time I give the player. But to get this snowflake, we have to time our jumps a little bit more. Not just our jumps, but, you know, we have to aim before the platform blows up. So that's a nice little snowflake there. I like that one. And that's the level. So now we're going to go get an upgrade. We're going to buy the key to the bonus area. 300. Yeah, let's just... let's buy the range power-up, just to be maybe a sunstream power-up too. Okay, that's enough. Factory fire. This is my favorite level. I love the aesthetic of it. In the event of a fire, pull this lever to open the emergency exit. Okay. And now we've got another moving level, but now we have a wall of fire behind us. So we have to go really fast, especially if we want the gold snowflakes. And of course we've got conveyor belts pushing us the wrong way. Oh boy. Narrowly surviving that. Okay, let's see if we can hurry up through this too. Now the conveyor belt's also going the wrong way here. Ah! Can we do it? No! Oh, so close. Barely. We could have done that if we were slightly better. So the key to winning this level is to go as fast as you can without screwing up. Which, for most people, is probably really difficult. But since I have over 1,000 hours playing this game, it's not that hard for me. Yeah. I love the music in this part too. Okay. Is that one? We just have one more gold snowflake, and we just gotta get it while narrowly timing the jumps on these. Because these are also timed platforms now, bringing back everything we've introduced in the level, in this world. Okay, now we just have to a little bit of a slowdown there, and then go. Alright. Done. I would say that's one of the harder levels, maybe one of the hardest levels in the game. But I made it look easy, I know, but it's not easy. Steel Stronghold. So, welcome to Steel Stronghold. Beware of Santa's most dangerous toy, the dreaded Blitzenkrieg. So, Blitzen, as you all know, is a reindeer of Santa. And so, that may foreshadow something when we get to the boss fight. Now, I gotta make sure I don't accidentally... I think I remember where the gold snowflakes are in this one. Looks like there's... Whoop. I'm trying to look up there. Is that like a hidden passage or something? What's that all about? Oh, I see. That's the lever. Yeah, I gotta... The layer on that is wrong. Okay. Now here's the first one. So, we have bombs coming down from the top. Again, this is a castle, so it's a puzzle. So, the bombs are coming down from the top, but we can flip the conveyor switches to move the bombs over. And we can use the bombs to destroy the wall to get to the gold snowflake. So here we have another boat ride. Not much else we can do except wait for it to go, you know. So, I don't know what I can talk about here while we do this, but it's, you know, this game was really fun for me to work on, and I would like to take the time to fix all of these things that I point out. And I guess I point them out just so that, you know, well, you can learn from what it's like to really make a game, right? You can sort of see mistakes that are made, and how you can put a lot of effort into a game and there still be mistakes in it. Or not even necessarily mistakes, but like points of improvement is how I would call it, right? There's always things you can improve upon for your next game. And if people enjoy it, then it doesn't really matter that much. But, you know, the thing is, I'm a perfectionist, and I see points of improvement in everything. So, I may be unnecessarily harsh on myself at times. You know, when it's an otherwise good game. But I don't think you should not improve, you know? Like, you should be always striving to do better, to get better at what you're doing. Whether it's game design or something else. And so, you know, I point these things out so as sort of an educational experience for both of us, right? I'm just talking out loud about what I'm seeing. And, you know, if you want to make a game, maybe there's something that I've said that can help you. You'll think about it next time you decide to make a game, right? So, here, speaking of things, it's really annoying when you hit the switch and sometimes it accidentally toggles twice. But here, like, clearly I have the intent of, like, you want to hit the switch at the right time to keep them frozen. But also I can just jump over all of them, so it really doesn't matter that much. It also really doesn't matter what angle they are, because as long as it's a relatively flat surface, you can get past it. So now, that's actually on a timer, which is different from the other ones. So I should have made that more obvious too. It also kind of shows you, right, like, you probably shouldn't try to make a game like this early on when you're under, like, time constraints and budget restraints. Because introducing all these mechanics just takes so much time to learn how to program them and, you know, put them into level. It's just such a time consumer that, like, you know, it makes you think about how you can spend your time, right, designing a game. So anyway, let's get to this. This is my favorite boss battle other than Krampus. Whoa! This is Blitzenkrieg. He is the mechanical reindeer. He is a weapon of war built by Krampus. Or maybe built by Santa. I'm not really sure. And Krampus just took him over. So I don't know what Santa's doing with the War Machine in his toy factory. But, you know, why does he have TNT and bombs? That seems like something Krampus would do. You can also see on his little saddle there is Krampus's face. But yeah, all you do is hit him in the nose a few times and he goes down pretty easily. I probably could have made that boss fight a lot harder. Hey, thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to go to goldbargames.com. You can check out our website and find all of our games available for purchase on Steam and itch.io and maybe other platforms as well. And at the very bottom of our website, you can find our mailing list, so be sure to sign up for that. All you have to do is enter your first name, last name, and an email address, and then you just hit the subscribe button. And there you go, you're subscribed. And once you're on our mailing list, you'll receive email updates for releases of our games or demos for new games that we're working on. You'll be the first to know of all of that cool stuff, and we look forward to being able to share all of that with you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.